Johnny and his father were the best mechanics in the world. They were the best. Besides being so talented, they were beautiful human beings.
So I don't know who needs to see this video today, but this is something that I would have loved to see 18 years ago when I first started my career. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, you know, we focus and show our successes and we do all these things, but the reality is there's no entrepreneur success that is made without pain, without struggle, without all these different things. And we can't look towards the future without looking back at the past. And we have all these exciting, incredible opportunities. I can't tell you guys, it is completely surreal to be doing what I'm doing today. I never would have imagined this. And the reality is that, you know, if you know a little bit about my story, I didn't know where I was gonna sleep at some days. I didn't know how I was gonna pay my rent. I didn't know how I was gonna to eat, going through an arrest, all these things. But other stories have inspired me, and the underdog story has inspired me. And this is the embodiment of the underdog story as we look to the future. My grandfather came to the U.S. as an immigrant with $600, and you know, the reality was he worked numerous jobs. He saved, and you know, we're gonna see one of my dad's childhood friends, and they talk about driving Lamborghinis and Bentleys and all these things. But the reality was these cars were $3,000, $6,000, and these were really hard-working guys that made this happen. They were buying cars, selling cars, fixing cars, working on cars. And within a matter of 10 years, my grandfather was living in a 2-tenement house and would eventually have the opportunity to buy my dad a Miura and buy a Jaguar XK and all these different things. It's this really incredible story to see of the underdog, but it was this concept, the idea of hard work, the idea of belief in the American dream, and belief that anything is possible and not to give up. But I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for their hard work. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for me understanding the power of the American dream. I was opening his door because he's the boss. Exactly, thank you. That's where it started, bro. Those are loose.
So the old Curated was there?
Yep. Let's go find the next Curated. For how many years we couldn't afford that space?
I don't know, it's emotional, no?
Right? It is.
We started there. I met you there.
Yep. We had a rental car business. I met Jordy. He came to the U.S. to help a good friend of his with a competing business. Mm-hmm. It was based more around a membership model, a membership club. And we ended up making a deal where we basically bought the company that Jordy was running. Jordy joined as the manager of our new members club for our rental business. I don't think Jordy liked me at first. He wasn't.
No, you hated me. I loved him, but he didn't even want to talk to me because one of his partners put together the deal, and he hated me.
We went in a very, very difficult moment. I think Jordy had $100 in his bank account. I had nothing in my bank account. We were struggling. I had a really bad business partner. But Jordy raised, through friends and family, some money to start buying vintage cars. And Jordy didn't understand the whole concept of an appreciating asset. He had always understood in the rental car business as modern supercars and exotics as depreciating assets, not appreciating cars. And I took a loan, I think it was a 355 Challenge car. I bought it, I sold it, I made a little money, and he couldn't understand what I was doing. So I tried to explain that to him, and he ended up...
And then you sent me a white paper from a university or something on vintage cars. So I read the whole thing, and I'm like, holy shit, there's something here.
And we struggled those first couple of years, and we are in the pursuit of a new potential new location. We have the option to stay at our current location, but the building is just falling apart. It needs so much.
And I think that it's this. Yeah, it's all of this. So it's all of this. That would be a 7-story building, 30,000 square foot per floor. And the idea would be to partner with a developer, develop it 50-50 probably, and we would keep 2 or 3 floors, so 60 to 90,000 square foot.
I don't know, I'm a big gut feeling it like has to hit us, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen with a property, and we have to do what's smart for the business. It's not gonna be an easy journey because the Miami market is so hot, because the amount of space that we need. So we might have to settle, we might have to, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yep.
That's a tough one. We have an incredible group that's trying to help us find some options, but we need to make a decision soon. We recently brought my dad on the channel, as you guys know, and you know, I don't think you can look to the future without sort of understanding the past and understanding our past. And as we look to the future with these incredible opportunities in front of us, and I'd like to bring my dad, keep my dad more involved in the things we're doing and share his passion with all of you guys. And I think it would be a perfect opportunity to sort of go back into time, understand my grandfather and him, their commitment to hard work, and you know how they started, and their passion, because I would say that even through all the difficulties I went through my dad growing up, I learned the value of hard work and his ethics for hard work through him. I mean, this is a guy that worked 7 days a week. There were days he'd work around the clock pulling engines and doing all these like incredible engineering feats. So we're gonna bring you guys to Springfield, Massachusetts with one of my dad's best friends.
How are you, Louis?
Nice to meet you, finally. How's everything?
Good, good. Nice
I
to
got
meet
a
you.
list of people. We're doing a documentary on my buddy who used to own a shop down here.
Awesome.
Back in the 60s and 70s, his father was the best mechanic in the world. So if he didn't have a part, he made it. If he didn't have a tool, he made that tool. Now his son took over. Now his son, his grandson, has CURATED in Miami, which buys and sells the rarest cars in the world. Wow. Right down the end of the street here. That's where it all began. Yeah, if you take it right here, that's Winthrop, and at the end, that's Dale Street, and that's where Medical Center Garage all began. Some very good memories out at the shop, boy. Jacques was the best, boy, I tell you, what a nice guy. He could fix anything, any foreign car, he didn't care what it was. 51 Dale Street, this is where it all began. Actually, I remember the black Lamborghini being towed in. It came from New York, I believe, if my memory is correct. Truck backed it in here. And ever since then, that was been Johnny's ever since. Rolls Royce, Bentley, every Bentley came here, all the Jaguars. Hey, we had a lot of fun. So I was sitting in my car talking to a girl, and Johnny, we were always pranking each other. Comes up, it was in front of I had a car lot down the street way back, and he came up to the driver's door with an XKE convertible, just restored it. Bumper touching my door. And he'll remember this. He's going to get a kick out of this. He may get mad at me for telling him, but come up to my door, and you remember the song Rock the Boat? Yeah. He turned it up real loud, and he was going, and my car was going, he's going, rock the boat, Louis, rock the boat. And then I said, what are you doing? And he drove off. And there's some of the memorable things we had when we were young. Imagine a brand new Jaguar. He pulled up to my door, and he's pushing my car back and forth, rock the boat. We haven't been home in a while. I'm almost positive was this one right here. They changed a few things on the houses though. They changed it because it was a lot better looking when Johnny had it. Definitely not Johnny's because there's no Lamborghini in the driveway, there's a boat. We can head over to one of our old favorite restaurants we used to go to, the Huki Lao Chinese restaurant. That's a picture of the old Huki Lao right there. Yep, this was the site of the old Huki Lao. God, if we weren't here 3-4 times a week, the Bentley or the Lamborghini would be parked in the front naturally, where we always parked. We called it extravaganza parking. We're going to the high school. A picture of the green Lamborghini in the parking lot. I just can't seem to locate it. This is probably one of the first bars we went to when we turned 18, called Sweet Charity. A good friend of ours, our parents, Roger Kerwood was the owner, and we had the okay to park the Lamborghini on the sidewalk. Lamborghini was here. Sweet Charities, a lot of good memories in there. Good afternoon, John. Louis Fiore here, how are you? And also, in 1973, he went and bought a brand new red Jaguar V12. Bought the 67 Jag, the green one from Cartelli. I'd like to reach out to Bobby Cartelli, who owned Cartelli Jaguar Pontiac. Now he owns Fathers and Sons Porsche, Audi. Like I say, we weren't bad, but we were mischievous, you know. And we did something in there. We had to leave in a hurry. And Johnny,
my God, that's so funny.
And when we got to the bottom of the parking lot, you know the wooden gate, like in James Bond, they drive through it. we did it with the black Bentley. Oh, it was so funny.
My God.
Let's see, if Dad's here, he sits in that corner.
That's my son Louis.
Remember our pal Johnny?
Johnny and his father were the best mechanics in the world. They were the best. They're famous now. That's your friend. Yeah, they're the best.
Well, I
They
told...
were the best mechanics around here. Besides being so talented, they were beautiful human beings.
We are working on 2 future projects for Curated right now. I'm on my way to pick up 2 incredible gentlemen that we've been meeting with over the past few months. We flew to Germany and we are working on an insane project. What's so exciting of these 2 new projects that we're working on is they're really like legacy projects for us. Both are companies that were started by the mechanic, engineer, restorer, the Underdog, who would later, over years and hard work, become legendary titans. And it's wild because when you go back into time and you think of these 3 connected stories now, you have my grandfather and dad as incredible mechanics, hardworking underdogs, and their story has now evolved into my story. And then you have Rob Myers, who was basically an incredible painter and doing airbrushing and restoring bikes and all these different things, who his story has now evolved into this beast of a car auction. And then you have Hans Werner Aufrecht, who was an engineer and basically a mechanic that would later develop into one of the most important brands in the world.
Great day today. Morning, gentlemen.
You guys are looking more and more Miami.
Yeah, try to adapt.
So how would you guys best describe?
We are a 360-degree, a small car manufacturer. So all the skills, all the ingredients to build iconic cars, race cars, are there, at our place, and we are the most successful racing team in DTM. We did win the Formula E World title, so that's pretty much us.
Yeah, we always try to explain in a way that we are a startup, but we have 25 years of experience. So this year there is our anniversary, and being successful in the racing, but also being successful on the road. Like developing cars like the SL65 Black Series, the CLK DTM, all these iconic collectors cars. They've been developed with us in our company in Affalterbach.
As a passionate car person, what is the most exciting project that you think, personally, what is your favorite project in over the last 25 years?
It's difficult to
25
answer.
years.
25 years.
They built the famous GTR in about 90 days. This was, everybody's talking about it.
CLK
Still,
GTR.
The CLK GTR. But me being a race engineer, I mean, the DTM cars, the Class 1 cars we've built, and we won half of the races we were competing. That's quite a strong statistic.
I think that would be also my answer. I mean, we have to divide into road cars and race cars, and definitely race cars. And talking about Class 1, that's a prototype race car. So it's a really high-class engineered product.
Proper beasts, actually.
It is. There's a lot of downforce. The car is quick. It is light. But yeah, actually, road cars on a level with our experience is also something we really like. And so yeah, for me also, as mentioned, SL65, CLK DTM, those cars are just pretty good cars.